everybody? It's Bourbon Bill, and tonight a very special episode centered on one of my favorite distilleries and one of my favorite yearly rye releases. You saw it here first. It's Old Overholt 12-year Cask strength rye 2025 fucking edition. And boys and gals, listen up. This was released on Sunday at Costco in Delaware for $97.99, no fucking tax. $98 a bottle. What is MSRP? We don't know, because we're so hot off the press on this that there hasn't even been a press release on this, but we are pumped. 12-year-old from Jim Beam, baby. 12-year-old Beam rye. Get pumped. Proof. 117 even. Compute 58.5% alcohol by volume. That's going to slot, I think, right in between the other two, but we're going to go over all three tonight because you deserve it. I deserve a comment, a like, a subscribe. Go ahead and click on all that. Big shout out to my buddy Mike Sutton. Man, the myth, the legend. Mike was at Costco. I said, Bourbon Bill, you want one of these, right? I said, holy shit, Mike. Haven't even seen the press release on this. Yes, I want one badly. And normally PA gets these first because Old Overholt used to be a PA brand before it got bought up by Beam, you know, all that stuff. PA, not a whisper of these bad boys there in PA yet. We're excited. Okay, literally one of the best ryes ever. Now, on the back here, it says our third annual release, and you heard that right, third. And every year, the age goes up 1 year. Pretty damn cool. Thank you, Beam. A distinct and fine rye whiskey, we're going to find out tonight, in every single drop. A curated blend bottled from this year's four distinct warehouses. QR, 5, and L. Cask strength and unfiltered Kentucky-style rye, spice, depth, and unmistakable Overholt characteristics. And yes, it's still in a 750 ml bottle. Thank you, Beam, for that. Born in PA, made in Kentucky. We like it. We got, literally the bottle is the OGD 114 bottle. So OGD 114, this is the same bottle. You love it. Big old mouth cap. Fun medallion here. Now, let's refresh your memory. 3 years ago, Old Overholt 10 was the first one, just broke the stage, baby. And this was all warehouse V, or 5, I assume. 10 years old. This one was 121 proof, compute 60.5% alcohol by volume. Go watch my review of this one, I'll link it above. Spicy as all get out. A little bit of bean nuttiness, oak. People love this one. The 10 was the OG and really good. MSRP was $99.99 a bottle. So $100 a bottle in 2023. 2024 brought us Old Overholt 11-year right here. And this was warehouses M, J, F, and 5. So part of it was that V, right? Part of it. Now this one was a much lower proof at 107.4. Compute 53.7% alcohol by volume. Brought a lot more fruit and oak to the mixture. Some people prefer the spiciness of the 10 and just the proof punch over the more delicate fruit of the 11, but I preferred the extra oak and fruit over the 11. I thought it was a little bit touch more complex, but to each their own. I'm not going to argue over that. This was pretty cool. Okay, so pretty cool. So the 11 was 4 warehouses, and now in 2025 we have the 12, and I love it. I love it. You know, and again, this was 117, so we're kind of splitting the difference, but closer back to the 10 here. Different warehouses, QR, 5, and L. 11 again was MJ, F, and 5. So only 5 is the same between all three of these. And 5 from the original one, which is V, was the escalator warehouse. You know, the barrels kind of rotate on an escalator. Of other interesting note here is exactly the bottling and barreling dates. So back to the 10, it says barreled in winter and autumn of 2012, right? Bottled in 2023 autumn. So if you take that into consideration, it was actually like more than a 10 year, right? The 11 year says on the neck, barreled in 2012 autumn. So it's funny, right? Like the original 10 year said bottled in 2012 winter and autumn. This one was autumn 2012. So like the original 10 year was honestly older than 10, right? Since that was a 2023 release. This one was bottled in summer of 2024. So honestly, what's that? 12 years old, really. The 11 year was really 12 years old, considering autumn and then summer. And then the 12 here says barreled spring of 2013 and bottled in summer of 2025. So we're now actually at 12, right? But, you know, spring is before the summer. So it's probably a little more than 12 even. So all these have actually been a little bit older than their age statements, which is pretty cool. Pretty cool. Now, this has been resting about an hour. This is a fresh fucking crack because look, I haven't even seen like a written review of this. And I want to get this out to you guys first so you know, is this a buy? Look, every year the 10, the 11 have competed in top 10 ryes of the year and done pretty well. They've been in the top 10, okay, every year. MSRPs for these have been about 100. Now, problem is we don't know the MSRP of the 2025 12 year here because, again, Costco was, let's call it $98 hairs a bottle. Generally, there's more of a discount than $1 off MSRP. So I bet MSRP for 2025 has risen to like 110, 120. Right, and the Costco 98 is the discount. That's my guess. There's been no press release. I don't know, but that's my guess. So they kept it, you know, they kept it low for you for 2 years. The third year with the higher AC, but again, they raised it a little bit. So is my guess. That's okay. You know, this is a 12-year-old barrel proof rye from Jim Beam. At $120 hairs, that's $10 hairs a year. It is cash strength. That's acceptable. So I'm okay with that. Again, I got it for actually less than I paid for the other two. Because the other two I got from PA. So there you go. Thank you again, Mike Sutton, for picking this up for me. He's just the man. He supports this channel quite a bit. You all should just drop a comment and thank Mike for his help. Color is so damn dark. I mean, the colorness is beautiful. Beautiful. On the nose. Good Lord, it's like raspberry and oak. A lot of raspberry on this. God damn it. This smells like a Jacob's Well 211, but a rye version. This smells like a Hardin's Creek 11-year Owl, but a rye version. Candied sweetness. Oh my God, the raspberry. A large dollop of oak. Down the hatch. Holy shit. Holy shit. Oh my God. That is one of the best things I've ever had from Beam. Holy smokes. I wouldn't even tell you that's a rye. Oh, look, these are probably barely legal ryes, to be honest. I don't know the mash bill, but boy is that all raspberry and oak. All raspberry and oak. Maybe a faint hint of chocolate. Let's do a second sip. Guys, that's going to fight for rye of the year. Oh, man. If you don't like oak, this ain't for you. This is by far, I think, oakier than the other two. We will compare them, but this is, raspberry oak, like a candied barrel char. A little bit of rye spice, but this is probably a barely legal rye. Oh my God. Wow. Wow. Okay, it feels, the only negatives here are it feels a bit thin on the mouthfeel. It starts with like a raspberry fruit punch, followed by just a long, lingering oak finish. If you're a Beam lover, 100%. You sign yourself up for 2 of these motherfuckers. Bourbon Bills rating tonight, A++ must buy. This is my jam, my profile. This is a bourbon drinker's rye. This is, drinks like a bourbon, to be honest. This is phenomenal. Wow, this is like what old granddad 16 should have been. You know what I mean? For like, I don't know. We don't know what the MSRP is. I don't want to say. I want to say less money, but we don't know. But this is like what old granddad 16 should have been. This is phenomenal. Here it is, everybody. Hardin's Creek, the Owl. Put that in the mini. This is the only Hardin's Creek I said had a lot of raspberry to it. 11 years old, $150 hairs for this, 700 ml bottle. So like, we hurting. Oh, guys, I don't know. Oh, the raspberry notes there. There's more leather on the Owl. These are neck and neck. These are crazy neck and neck. I wasn't even going to do this comparison because it's a bourbon versus a rye, but look out. The Owl's a touch sweeter with the leather and the raspberry, but the raspberry's dialed back actually. There's more raspberry in the Old Overholt 12 year. The Owl down the hatch. Ooh, fuck. Okay, the Owl's a little bit better. The Owl's got leather, oak, raspberry, caramel. It's a little thicker on the mouth feel. What's the proof on that one? 110. I mean, guys, Hardin's Creek is phenomenal. You really got to buy Hardin's Creek. All right, back to Old Overholt 12. But just the oak note. It's like candied sweet oak down the hatch. Oh my God. Oh, it keeps fucking getting better. Oh my God. They're neck and neck. The mouth feels not quite as thick as the Hardin's Creek there, but just the rise, the oak and raspberry is just phenomenal. Just the, wow. Okay. Bourbon Bills rating A++++ platinum. If you're a Beam fan, oak, raspberry, leather, you gotta get one. This Old Overholt is fucking phenomenal. Like Beam releases so many goddamn hitters this year that like you forgot. You know, like everyone's after like, oh, Beacon for 300. Get the fuck out. You know, like, guys, Beam is delivering. Yes, there's Booker's, which is overpriced. But Beam is delivering this year in just a big fucking way with the age. And I mean, I'm here for it. 10 year in the blue. And it's got a lot of air. There ain't a lot left in this, but I keep it around because I like it, number one. Number two, I know you guys want to know every year, but how does it compare to the 10? Because I like the 11 better, but a lot of people didn't. And that's okay. That's okay. 11 in the gold. Guys, here's the other thing. I just cracked the 12 tonight. And it's that good. Like, I am psyched for what air is going to do to that bottle. Alright, in the blue, the Old Overholt 10 year. Again, the OG. 121 proof. And it was really like 11 years. It was really like 10 and a half, 11 years, I guess, if you average it out. On the nose. Oh, that's good, but a lot less oak. Caramel, brown sugar. Some rye spice here. This like fruity rye spice note is going to be prevalent throughout all three. Okay, that is there. The 10 is phenomenal on the nose as well. It's very spicy, but it's brown sugar, caramel, that sweetness, and a little bit of oak. Down the hatch on the 10 year. Oh man. Oh man, is that 10 year good. Here's my prediction. That's good. Man, that's good. If you were a 10 year fan, you're going to be a 12 year fan. That's my prediction. Back to the 12 year. Just a richer oak and like a deeper raspberry. There's a little bit of raspberry in the 10-year too, but this 12-year, you can't deny the 2 years, you know? Can't deny it. 12-year down the hatch. It just takes the neck of the 10-year and just crushes it and twists it. Man, that 12-year is phenomenal. All right, 11-year on the nose. 11's probably the most different out of the three of them, to be honest. The 11's all like this just fruity essence of fruit just wafting out of the glass. Caramel fruit, leather and oak is all there. More leather on this. You know, even the 10 now, which the 10's now 2 years old, right? And like, I don't know, that bottle is 80% gone. But the 10's got a lot of like, the 10 has a faint hint of raspberry that 12 just expands upon greatly. The 11 though doesn't have that. The 11's like peaches, pears, like stone fruit, and like leather and oak. The 11 is oakier. Yeah, the 11 is oakier and more leather than the 10 on the nose. 11-year down the hatch? Oh yeah. Oh. The 11's a dance of fruit and oak, and it's a good dance. Not as spicy. Very, very viscous, very like vivid in its flavors. But it dies a little bit quicker than the 10-year because of the proof difference, right? It's only 107 versus 121. The 12-year though, gosh, golly. You know, down the hatch to the 12-year. Oh. Okay. Oh, gosh. 12's the best. Look. Fuck. I don't want you people to be like, hey, you know, I don't like oak, but I bought a 12-year rye and it's too oaky for me. You're a fucking idiot. Okay, look. If you don't like oak, don't go buy something that's a double-digit age statement. Don't. Like, that's stupid. You know? Like, that's stupid. I really have a problem with people that are like, well, it's too oaky. You went and bought something that should be. You know? Like, this ain't a Maker's Mark Stellar Age where there's no fucking oak to it. This isn't like, you know, a Buffalo Trace where there's zero oak. This is a Beam product, which is already heavy oak, at 12 years old. Okay, this has got oak. And unapologetically, it's got oak. And it is phenomenal. If you want an older rye pour, this is a barely legal rye. It's got to be, right? Mash bill wise. This is phenomenal. This is fucking killer. I dig the shit out of this. Man, is that good. To me, it goes 12, 11, 10. But 10 and 11 are very close. And if you like 10 over 11, I'm okay with that. I understand why. I totally get it. Okay, I liked 11 a little bit more because it had a little bit more complexity to it, but they were splitting hairs. The 12 is a step above both. But if you don't like oak, you're not going to think that. Okay, so if you love the 10-year and you're like, that was enough oak for me, Bourbon Bill, ignore the 12-year. It's not for you. If you thought the 11 was good and you're like, hey, wasn't quite spicy enough, had a little bit more oak, which I liked, but you know, I like the spiciness, a little bit of raspberry, the 10. The 12's 100% for you. 100%. But you gotta like oak. If you don't like oak, get the fuck out. You know, this ain't for you. Beam, thank you. Thank you, Beam, for just giving us what we want. You know, nobody's got more aged barrels than Beam. This bottle is killer. It's killer. Knob Creek, 8-year-old cask, well, it's not cask strength, 115 proof rye. My guess is same mash bill. Could be wrong about that. Obviously 115 proof. This is a 717 Bourbon Society. If you're in the PA 717 area code and you're not part of 717 Bourbon Society, I don't know. You should be. You know, you should be. That's sad that you're not part of the 717 Bourbon Society. If you live in that area code, what's wrong with you? All right, Knob Creek, 8 years old. It's a little over 8 years old. 8 years plus. Man, it's got this dank oak to it, but not at all on the same playing field. Oh, damn it. Doesn't have the raspberry and like oak leather component of the Old Overholt 12, but it's got oak to it. This is more oak brown sugar, like vanilla. Down the hatch, the Knob Creek 8 year. Is that good? That's oaky for an 8 year. Oh, that's good. A little thin on the mouthfeel for 115 proof. This one being 117 is far more superior on the mouthfeel. Old Overholt 12 year, down the hatch. Oh my God, it's so fucking good. Oh man. Oh man. Look. Knob Creek's oaky. Old Overholt 12 year brings the goods. Ho, ho, ho. Old Overholt 12 year smacks the shit out of that. 8+ year, 7%. I love that pick. That's like my favorite pick of rye ever from Knob Creek, and this just beats it. We don't know for sure if it's the same mash bill, but you know, we're guessing. Okay, next up on the comparisons list. Oh yeah, Sagamore 10 year, baby, at 110.8 proof. Is that cask strength? We don't know. Close, but maybe no cigar. Sagamore 10 year rye on the nose. Oh man, just like way fruitier. More peaches, apricots. A lot of caramel on this Sagamore 10. Sag 10 down the hatch. Oh my God, is that good? Oh man. Much more fruitier. Much more. Like 10 versus 5 on the fruit level, you know? Has a little bit of oak though. That's gonna be tough. That's gonna be tough. If you want fruity, Sag 10. If you want oaky, Old Overholt 12. Old Overholt 12? Oh my, so much oak, like graham cracker, oak, leather, down the hatch, raspberry. I hate to end with a draw for you, but it's a draw. That's going to come down to a rye of the year. Man. If you want more age in oak, you're going to prefer Old Overholt 12 year, and that's never. The Sagamore's always beaten Old Overholt until 2025. And Sagamore is at the top of its game with the 10 year, right? So is Old Overholt. They have upped their game. Mother shit. Last comparison tonight. We're just going to smell it because it's not going to work. Jack Daniel's single barrel proof. Coy Hill Rye at a nearly hazmat. 139 proof. 9 years old. Yeah. It's going to be in the same boat as Sag 10. Like, it brings a lot of barrel char and like essence of barrel, but it just misses that sweet oak old age comparison that the Old Overholt 12 has. Dude, I mean, I shit you not. This is gonna be top 5, guaranteed. Old Overholt 12 year is top 5 rise of the year. You owe it to yourself, buy one of these sons of bitches, no matter the price. This is phenomenal. Like, why has Beam been flying under the radar, right? Like, people have been buying Beacon on secondary, like, oh, $450. Oh, like it's going out of style? Get the fuck out of here. Beacon is overpriced at its MSRP of like $300. Wild Turkey Single Rick is $300. Not age stated, folks. Not age stated. But who gives you the oak? God damn if it ain't Beam. Old Overholt 12 year is phenomenal. And they really upped the game. I mean, just the oak component is worlds better than we've seen from the 10 or the 11. Thank you, Jim Beam. Thank you, Beam Suntory. for caring for the American public. Thank you. Thank you, Mike, for grabbing this for me from Costco, Delaware. I need a backup of this. I do. Thank you all. Please like, comment, and subscribe. We'll see you next time. Have a good evening, everybody.